Building a business is tough, but being a CEO, that's a whole different level of brutal. Every entrepreneur dreams of success, but what happens when things go wrong? What happens when you're faced with impossible decisions, market downturns, employee conflicts, and sleepless nights? Today, we're diving deep into The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz, a no-BS guide to the brutal realities of running a business. This book isn't about success theory, it's about survival. If you've ever wanted to know what it really takes to build and lead a company through chaos, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a whole new respect for the grind. Most business books tell you how to start a company. Few tell you how to survive one. Ben Horowitz, co-founder of Andreessen Horowitz and former CEO of LoudCloud, lived through the trenches of the dot-com bubble, near bankruptcy, massive layoffs, and tough decisions that no leader wants to make, but has to. And in this book, he lays out the harsh truths of leadership that most people never talk about. The first thing Horowitz makes clear, there is no formula for success. Most leadership challenges don't have clear textbook solutions. Every company is different, every crisis is unique, and sometimes the best choice is simply the least bad option. The sooner you accept this, the better you'll handle the chaos that comes with leadership. Horowitz introduces a concept called the struggle, the period where everything seems to be falling apart. It's the moment when employees are quitting, revenue is drying up, investors are pulling out. You're questioning if your company will even survive. Every great leader has been there. The key? Embrace the struggle. Don't let fear paralyze you. Don't pretend things are fine when they aren't. And most importantly, don't quit. Because the difference between failure and success is often just pushing through the hardest moments. Great leaders don't sugarcoat bad news. If your team doesn't know how bad things are, they can't help fix them. One of Horowitz's most powerful lessons? Tell it like it is. When LoudCloud was on the brink of collapse, Horowitz didn't hide the truth. Instead, he gathered his team and laid it all out, the challenges, the risks, and what needed to happen. And guess what? Instead of panicking, his team rallied behind him. Because transparency builds trust, and trust is everything in tough times. Think great CEOs are born, not made. Think again. Even the best leaders, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, struggled at some point. The idea that a great CEO is someone who has it all figured out from day one, that's a myth. Horowitz makes it clear. Leadership is learned on the battlefield, not in a classroom. You're going to make mistakes. You'll second-guess yourself. The key is to learn fast, adapt, and keep going. Lesson number 5. The hardest decisions are people decisions. The hardest part of being a leader? Managing people. Hiring, firing, dealing with conflict, it's brutal. Horowitz says the biggest mistake leaders make is keeping underperformers too long out of loyalty or fear of confrontation. But here's the truth. Your company can't afford weak links. If someone is hurting the business, you have to let them go. Not because you don't care, but because you do. Final takeaway, embrace the hard things. At the end of the day, The Hard Thing About Hard Things isn't a feel-good book about business success. It's a reality check. It's about the brutal, gut-wrenching, sleep-depriving challenges that come with leadership. But it's also a guide on how to handle them. Because the best leaders aren't the ones who avoid hard things, they're the ones who embrace them. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to face the hard things? Are you ready to push through the struggle, make the tough calls, and lead like never before? If this breakdown opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment. What's the toughest decision you've ever had to make in business or life? Let's talk about it. Until next time, lead boldly and never stop growing.